we'll have to get the chairman of today's occasion, General Tajudeen Olanrewaju. If you were here, sir, we will be taking your speech very, very shortly. But first, do we have the chairman in the building already? Oh, sorry, sir. But first, for those of us that may not know, let's meet the chairman officially. The chairman, General Tajudeen Olanrewaju, retired. Major General Adeniyi Tajudeen Olanrewaju, PSC, NDC, MSc, was born on the 8th May 1946, believed to be the time Herbert Macaulay died. Now this explains why he was nicknamed Macaulay, and that used to be Tajudeen Olanrewaju's nickname for a long time, and it was because Lagos was a very small place in terms of population, and the families there in those days interconnected with one another. He was fortunate to have also been born in a place that was very known as number 3 Koilo Street, Isale Gongon, Lagos. Isale Gongon, Lagos, where families lived together as a unit. In summary, Tajudeen Olanrewaju, going by the 4 cardinal points of a family setup, can be said to be that he has a very great and glorious family background. From the father's side, he has the Asumon Animashaun, which arguably is the largest family in Nigeria today, and most especially in Lagos, where record shows that as at September 2011, the Animashaun family of Lagos had almost 10,000 members. And even up till today, they still relate very well together and know one another. Imagine 10,000 people from one family. I mean, that's a community, man. He was born to the family of late Alhaji Abdul Yakin Olanrewaju Animashaun and late Alhaja Moyinatu Abeni Sumola Shanu Baba Alagbede of Onikate Court, Isaleko. Alhaji Moyinatu Abeni Sumola Shanu was an Awori by birth and descendant of Iluobi branch of Kuyasi Awuse royal dynasty of Onigbongbo. His late great-grandmother, Rabiatu Ibidunni Fashino, was also a direct descendant of Prince Akpotun Dosumu, direct daughter of the late King Dosumu of Lagos. His father, late Olanrewaju, came from the prominent Murtala Animashaun's family of Lagos. His paternal grandmother, late Alhaja Safuratu Animashaun Mamasaro, hailed from Adeshakin Olubusi, ruling house of Ile-Ife. From historical perspectives, his parents were descendants of prominent Lagos and Yoruba families. Now to his person. Tajudeen Olanrewaju started his primary education at Ireti Primary School and completed it at St. Saviour Primary School, both in Lagos Island from 1952 to 1959. He got admission into Ahmadiyya College, Agege, which happened to be the first Muslim college in Nigeria. Ahmadiyya was the college choice for most Muslim families in the country. It is one of the reasons Adeniyi Tajudeen Olanrewaju would look back to his background, his growing up during his early education and say, I'm very satisfied and fulfilled. But Tajudeen finished successfully from Ahmadiyya College with West African School Certificate, and by the end of 1966, he had obtained his A-levels result. And after leaving Ahmadiyya College, Olanrewaju got employed with the ECN that's Electricity Corporation of Nigeria, which had gone through different reforms today. He believes that his concurrent football career playing for the ECN was responsible for why he did not proceed immediately for further studies, because he was successful with playing football. All right. Following the federal government's decision to upgrade, I guess you were stubborn, sir, because those that play football, they can't be stubborn. Following the federal government's decision to upgrade the professional training establishment and reduce cost of overseas training, General Olanrewaju was among the first set of officers who attended Army Command and Staff College from 1977 to 1978. On completion, based on merit as a major, he was appointed the Acting Commander, 3rd Division Artillery, JOS, from 1978 to 1980. He left the appointment to work as a Principal Staff Officer at the Headquarters Corps of Artillery in Bonny Camp, Victoria Island, Lagos. For his exemplary performance as a student at the Staff College, he was made a directing staff, teaching at the senior level from 1983 to 1986, and awarded PSC. On completion of his teaching assignment, he was posted to the Nigerian Army School of Artillery, Kachia, Kaduna State, where he became the commandant of the school. Now, at this time, he was promoted to the rank of full colonel. He left Kachia in 1988 and assumed the command of 35 Air Defense Artillery Brigade in Akure in the old Ondo State, with present Ekiti State inclusive, during which he also served as acting military governor of the old Ondo State, when the substantive military governor, then Navy Captain Olabode Ibiyinka George, was on his annual leave. He was in charge of the air defense of the entire country. His period here witnessed the seeding of the Ekpe military cantonment and artillery units located there, spearheaded by Governor Sir Michael Otedola for the Lagos State University Engineering Campus. Olanrewaju was appointed Minister of Communication and member of the Federal Executive Council from 1995 to 1997. He pioneered the current deregulation in the telecommunication sector and upgraded the communication system in different parts of the country. Now, this brought in private telecommunication operators such as Multilinks, Starcoms, and Intercellular. During his time as minister, he laid the submarine optic cable from Lagos to Calabar. His military career was not without its challenges. The greatest one occurred in 1997 when he was arrested over the phantom coup along with other senior military officers and was sentenced to death. But Allah, in his infinite mercies, caused a change in government in 1999 and used the head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, to release him and others after 14 months of incarceration. Now, this granted him a new lease of life, which he has dedicated to serving the downtrodden and humanity in appreciation of God's goodness to him. General Tajudeen Olanrewaju served the Nigerian Army brilliantly and meritoriously for 30 years, 1967 to 1977, and is now in private business. He has received numerous awards in the course of his service, which include the Merit Award of the Yoruba Council of Elders, YCE, Ibile Forum Golden Award, and Security Efforts Award during the 30 years commemoration of Lagos State in 1997. General Olanrewaju is married to Oluyemisi and is blessed with children and grandchildren. He remains one of the most distinguished professional soldiers that Lagos State ever produced. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for General Tajudeen Olanrewaju. You might need to, yes, sir.
the MC for the long citation of my good self. You tried to remind me of so many things, and I wasn't expecting that some of these things would be like that, but I would say thank you. I would have loved to stand on the existing protocol, but definitely with our KBC, you are welcome. And I have been to your kingdom. That was a long time when I visited the former Oba of Ilara. I was very used to him, and I know, and I've heard so much about you as well too. So you're welcome, sir. Mama, I will say you are welcome. KBC, represented by Chief Okwelua and other present chiefs present, I say you are welcome. We are the same. I'm always happy to be in their midst. So, and also I welcome all those who are going to participate today in the discussion, which I believe is very germane to the way we live in Lagos State, particularly in place in Lagos, the four shores of Lagos. I also welcome the other visitors who are here or invited guests, and I'll say you are welcome. I know that about today's topic will remind me of my time when I was a young man, when I was a boy, because we were discussing about what we know already. We were born, if you are a Lagosian and you don't know what is anybody, then you are not one of us. And no matter what, any of our parents, one also of them will be necessarily connected to the water. I remember my grandmother, till he died, we always, sometimes it took a long time before we realized what our names were. Well, we were always calling our grandmother Yelega. Same thing with my grandparents. I'm sure our traditional chiefs here know them very well. They are very much connected and familiar with water. And some of them too were selling their wares at Ebutiru market. And I used to go there to see them. One of them in Okeani, I used to go there. So we're just going to talk about something that we are attached to when we are growing up, and I believe even with our parents too, we are well connected to this empathy. So I appreciate the invitation to be the chairman this morning, and I really want to thank Lighton for your persistence, because you are running the third leg of this engagement. In fact, this is the fourth one, if I'm right. The third one, and I think you are very persistent and you see the challenges, you want us to face the challenge. And I think you need all the support that both the federal and the states, as well as the stakeholders, can give to you. I congratulate your strength for taking this step once again. I hope whatever discussions that we're taking out at the conclusion here will be taken seriously by the government and also help you. Thank you. Now to my speech. I wish to appreciate the promoters of this event for creatively engaging the contemporary challenges of ocean and maritime management, that's the blue economy, with historical experience and renaissance of Egbeti. The contemporary concept of blue economy is all about sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and job creation, while preserving the health of ocean ecosystem. To say a little about Egbeti era, it was a time of bliss, development, and economic prosperity in Lagos, creating the popular saying that ti ojo ba ti Egbeti, ojo le ti Eko, which connotes an assurance of sustainable wealth and economic potentials of the city of Lagos. A period of outstanding prosperity, putting the city of Lagos at the forefront in socio-economic and political relevance amongst the British colony, especially in West Africa. Employments were massively generated, encouraging huge migration from other parts of the country. This eventually led to increase in population of Lagos State and its present mega city status. Trades in foods, arts and crafts, textiles, liquors, gold and precious metal thrive so much using the waterways and coastal networks as channels. Like what is today conceptualized and developed as the contemporary Blue Sea, Lagos then thrive on commerce on sea. Egbeti is the stretch of land and water that goes from the Akpogbo area in the east up to the marina to Iru Creek and Onikon, opening up the island to the world with Porto Novo, a few nautical miles to the west, and reaching now eastwardly to Lekki Corridor. Trade on water during this period was substantial. The channel and network covers the Atlantic shorelines from the port city Malambo, Equatorial Guinea to the Gambia port in Banjul. The well-connected Lagos Lagoon put the city of Lagos at a very strategic position to channel ships to its lagoon shorelines. The task here today at this third Egbeti Blue Economy Hub is to engage the contemporary blue economy policy on important issues, inclusivity, for a people-centered program for the development of our coastal communities. I believe that this is a great opportunity for our industry experts, businessmen, and women in the industry, policymakers and government bureaucrats, and all other stakeholders to dig deep into the idea, components and values of Egbeti with the aim of extracting more lessons that will be instructive for successful policy formulation and implementation of the blue economy in Lagos in line with our local realities. In closing, I would like to re-emphasize inclusion of indigenous communities in all that we do. The indigenous communities have several and huge values to add to the sources of our maritime activities and projects, ranging from security, manpower, supply of local intelligence and information. Their ownership and involvement will guarantee protection for our investments, while they also benefit from development of the local area. I think now that is the statement that came to me. You gave me a very wrong one. And because the point I wanted to make is really very clear, because by the time I got my own speech, I felt I should have my own experience into what I think I should put out today. I believe that Nigeria is very rich. The wealth is there. But the coastal population, where our seaports and the oceans are located, have not been fully integrated together with the wealth created from the maritime services. And that is what I believe is so important that we should take into account. This country is roughly an undeniably rich, but yet the local population who are inhabitants in the coastal areas are still affected by poverty due to policy indifference and lack of integration of local skills into the blue economic system. Gentlemen, poverty is a product of this observation. If you watch carefully, go along the port area during the Arbor days and so on, yes, it added to the development of our people, of the individuals, and some of them too, in terms of commerce, they were able to get richer along the way. But if you look at this today, most of them are no longer seen along the coastal areas. And what you now see is that government has taken over these areas, and unless we try to integrate and recreate Engbeti, because I believe it is possible for us to recreate Engbeti, because we still have some of the coastlands that are available for that purpose. And I think that's a message I believe we need to carry out from there. In closing, let me just say that Nigerian maritime activities can be saved and can attain economic sovereignty if there is a policy change, such as enhancing all the potentials of a truly global blue economy. The question that has always been raised about the Nigerian economy is based on external factors' influence on extractive exploitation of our national resources. Because the question will always come, where does our wealth go and how does it impact on our maritime services? The answer lies between our national behavior and foreign impact on our economy, and how powerful interests have changed our Nigerian economy from the outside. It is often the story of a hidden wealth. It's unfortunate that we have not been able to transfer wealth to the level of our people who are very poor. And I think that is another message we need to do to allow our people to participate and to be integrated with the maritime services. Unfortunately, I don't know whether those who are the stakeholders are around. If they are, they can take that as a message. Because if we consider Singapore, India, and Washington in DC, in United States of America, on how they manage their blue economy, we can learn a lot of lessons and also gain a lot of benefits on maritime economy for our coastal population inclusivity. For those who have traveled to Singapore, I also schooled in the National Defense Academy in India. We saw the integration of how businesses were integrated, run at certain levels with the maritime services. They are part and parcel of it. But I believe in our country today, they are separated. It is very difficult to be able to know how much of integration has taken place because the policy has not been so specific. It is clear that inclusivity really works. Well, if you have a good policy, you have motivation for the people, you have skill acquisition, training in small and medium enterprises within the maritime administration. That's why I believe that integration is so important. The right policy is required. And if we can put this plan in place, I believe that then we are now going to join those who have really made good strides in the maritime economy. Thank you very much. No, it's wrong. Why should you do that? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please put your hands together once again. I must admire the fact that General's voice is still very strong, and the fact that he chose to stand. That's commendable. Well,